Hi guys, just wanted to come back today and talk to you a little bit. Again, your comments and your emails were overwhelming. Thank you so much. Just for those of you who are maybe just tuning in rather to this type of video, I made a video the other day, and one of the things that we kind of spoke about was just pain. Nobody's exempt from it. Everybody deals with it. I dealt with it in my life. So many of you out there are dealing with it or have dealt with it in your own. And it's kind of like going in for a root canal. Man, I hate going in for a root canal. I absolutely hate it. I will look at my calendar the day of, and I will just dread it. I cannot stand that sound of them drilling. I cannot stand it. And then they offer me like this stuff to breathe to make you less nervous, and that just like, I can't stand to not be in control of myself, and it's horrible, but it's inevitable. And I've had enough root canals that I know it's gonna stink, it's gonna hurt, I'm gonna talk funny for 4 to 6 hours and eat soup for the rest of the day, but I will get up the next morning. I will live. I will make it. So this is not about how do we decide in life that we never need any more root canals ever. No, it's not about that. It's about that when it comes and when it happens, what do we do then? And so many of you have written and commented. Thank you guys so much. You're identifying with this. Oh, thank the Lord you're identifying it. Whew. For a minute there, I thought, what if this is just me? But I know it's not me because I'm so passionate about this. I'm really passionate about it. And so many of you didn't just write and say, I'm dealing with this too. You wrote and said, and here's what I'm dealing with. And man, they're real life issues. I'm talking about issues from destructive marriages to low bank accounts to I'm just feeling a little hopeless or aimless, or I'm a college student and I don't even know what I want to do with my life. We're just all there. We're just all prepping for a root canal. And I even appreciate people like Karen and Amanda who wrote and said, you know what? I'm not really going through anything right now, but man, do I love hearing from people who are, and maybe even people who are out of that season, because it builds my faith and I learn so much. Thank you, Melissa, for opening up this opportunity to say, hey, this is real. This is going on in our world right now. Man, there is hurt all through our neighborhoods. And then hearing from those who have survived and who are making it and who have learned from their experiences, it builds people's faith. I appreciate that, guys. That's what I wanted. Okay, so I tell you that I read my comments, and I do, but I would like to clarify something. When I have a video go viral, what a stupid word, right? When I have a video go viral, and that has happened 3 times, Red Ribbon, the signs video, and then the water bottle flip, okay? So when you're getting up into the millions of views, then people become troll-tastic. That's a great word for me. I literally, y'all, just came up with it right now because I'm talented like that. They become troll-tastic. So I'd stop checking those comments, because then you're talking about comments that are in the 10,000. You got 10,000 comments, or hey, Melissa, did you read your 28,000th comment? No, I didn't, because it goes out of the sphere maybe of my influence. So I've got like 180,000 followers at this point, and so I tend to know what my sphere of influence is, and when it gets outside of that, when a video is talked about on today.com or usweekly.com, or when I've had the chance to be on CNN or TD Jakes afternoon show, when you're talking about videos that have done that, I don't really read them. I ain't gonna read them because they're not my peeps. But if I make a video like the first one that I made the other day, or let's see, there was my Eat Cake and Be Brave video for my birthday, or any video where I'm just talking to you, I'm just being me, those I check. Those I read. Because those are what it's about for me. I was so honored. In fact, I took a picture of it with my phone and sent it to my parents, and I was just so excited. I signed with a literary agent. Now, some of you go, yawn, that's not impressive, and some of you go, boring, and some of you go, I already did that. But that's something I've always wanted to be able to do. Even growing up, I knew I could write, and I wanted to write. That was a big deal for me. And so we've talked about this book that I'm working on, and it's been really fun writing it. It's been easy, breezy, jokey fun. And then I just thought, come on, what has it all been for, Melissa? I mean, it's okay to write a book that is easy breezy, but no, I gotta know that what I'm doing is making a difference. That day will come, for sure, that will come, but I gotta know that what I'm doing is making a difference. I've gotta know it resonates, that it wasn't all for naught, right? And so when I hear from some of you that the cancer is back again, and when I hear from some of you that he walked out and left you with those kids, or when you send me an email, God, it killed me, about your 16-year-old son that walked out the door and the last words you heard him say were, I hate you, and you haven't seen him since. I'm going to tell you, I snorted. But it's because I'm either going to snort or cry. I'm not going to make an easy, breezy, joke, funny book all the time because people are hurting. And I believe that people need what I have to say. The truth is, we don't have to live like this. We don't have to live sunk at the bottom of the lake, the breath going out of we don't have to live like this. And some of you are saying, well, no, actually, this illness is real. I'm unhealthy. I'm sick. I do have to live like this. I get that. But I'm not here to talk about your health. I couldn't do that if I tried. If I ever try to tell you what to do about your health, somebody please call 911 immediately. I'm not here to talk about your health. I'm here to talk about your head. I'm here to talk about your heart. And we don't have to live where these things right here are our own worst enemy. We don't have to live like that. We might have to live sick for right now. We might have to live sad for right now. I'm not here to change the outcome of your divorce, but I certainly am here to help you think differently about it. On the particular day that my husband and I had met with the doctors, a specialist in Nashville, Tennessee, there was 3 of them, all brainiacs. And they had given me an ultrasound, and they had checked this, and they had checked that, and they poked for blood, and they looked here, and you name it, they had done it all. And they brought us into the office, and they told us that this child, the one that's moving around inside of you and that's kicking you whenever you turn on music, that one is never going to live to see the light of day. It's never going to happen. When they told us that, we were so devastated that we called our closest friends to tell them, because they were waiting eagerly for the appointment information. And so we called them, we told them. And we had a 40-minute drive back to our home from Vanderbilt Hospital. When we got back to our house, there was probably 12 to 15 people in our home. We never lock our doors. Sitting in our home waiting for us. And I walked in, and every woman in the room was crying. They knew how long I had waited to have children. How long I had dealt with infertility. And now I was pregnant, and this was my chance, and this is what they're telling me? This is the diagnosis? Won't live? And with all of those people in my house, one of which was my pastor, I knelt down at the couch and I began to sob. I just began to sob. I cried that kind of guttural, just that kind of cry. And I cried and I cried. And I must have been saying, why? 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 Why this? Why this time? Why now? Why my baby? Why my baby? Why not some woman who's already got 6? Why mine? Why not hers? And why not hers? And why not hers? Do you know what she's like? Why mine? Why us? Why? And I must have been saying it louder than I thought I was saying it, because my pastor leaned over and as gently as he could in my ear, he said, stop asking why. Say what? And I wanted to be like, say what? That's okay, I'll say what. Say what, Melissa? I don't know, I've been given some good advice in my life. That may be up there with the top 3 pieces of advice I've ever received. Say what? Stop saying why. When you say why, it puts all of the blame on something else, on someone else. For me, it was God. Why? And when we say why, then we're saying why to that mean mother that you can't stand for another day, or why to that cheating husband, or why to those ignorant coworkers, or why is always for something else. But what requires us to do the heavy lifting? What changes the perspective? Because it comes out like this. Okay, what now? What should I do? What do I do tomorrow when I wake up? What will all of this have been for? What is this about? What can I do to change it? What can I do? What? Should I forgive people? What? Should I forgive myself? What will this look like? What will happen if I do? What puts the focus back on us, and it requires us to do the heavy lifting? And some of you are saying, oh, okay, great. So now I'm hurting and I got to work? Yeah, you do. If you want it to mean something, you got to work for it. Let me tell you something. Nobody hurts for no reason. Nobody hurts for no reason. There is a reason. Find out what it is. Question number 1. So let me get this straight. You want to teach me, you, Melissa, want to teach me. You once told the interworld that you went 3 days without toilet paper, but you want to teach me something. Yeah, I do. I learned how to mess it up, and I want to tell you about it. I learned how to make a disaster of my life, and I want to tell you about it. I'm out to change your heart and your head. Okay? I'm not out to change your world. Baby, if you will just give me a couple of minutes with your heart and your head, your world will take care of itself. I said on the last one, I'm not Dr. Oz. Okay? I'm not Dr. Oz. I can't change you overnight. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a surgeon. I'm just somebody like you who learned a couple of lessons along the way, and I wanted to share them with you. And then there's question number 2. Don't like God, never liked God, don't want to talk about God. I'm going to be offended if you try. Okay, I get that, but you're going to need to be offended, okay? Because I'm going to talk about Him. Now, I'm not a Sunday school teacher. I'm not a Bible study teacher. I'm just a woman trying to tell you how it worked for her and how God changed her through this. But I have felt a lot of pressure to be the best Sunday school teacher and to be a Bible teacher, and I'm just going to throw that weight down, and I'm not going to pick that up again. That's not me. I'm going to tell you what is me. I once quoted a scripture, when you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. And then someone from my church very kindly, one of my girlfriends very kindly told me, Melissa, that's not a scripture, that's a cat poster that probably hung in your 4th grade class. So I'm not a Bible teacher, but it changed my life. I'd like to at least tell you about it. When you get to the end of the rope, you can tie a knot and hang on. That is a cat poster for real, but I do know scriptures. But that's just who I am. That's just who I am. I want to be real. And if you don't like God and you don't want to talk about him, I'm just going to ask you like Dr. Phil says all the time, also whom I love. How's that working for you? So we're wrapping up here today, and but before we go, I want to share a quick little story with you. In 2012, in Kalamazoo, Michigan, I think it was 2012, don't quote me on that. In Kalamazoo, Michigan, that much I know, a man was shot in the doorway of a convenience store. Someone's son. Now, he could have been 50 years old for all I know, but that's still somebody's boy. And he was shot and laid in the middle of the doorway at a convenience store while not one, not two, not three, but 4 people walked over him, purchased items, and left, while a man behind a counter rang them up. The 5th person called someone. I've asked you to comment. I've asked you to leave messages, send emails, share this with somebody. I'm going to ask you a question today. Who are you? In this story, who are you? Are you laying, hurting, dying? That man died. Are you laying lifeless? Are you an onlooker? Do you know someone laying in a doorway and you're doing nothing about it? Tag them in this, guys. Tag them. Share it with them. Email it to them. Send it to them. Do something. Don't go in and pay for your gas and walk over them. Are you the man behind the counter? Business as usual, baby. Business as usual. Can't stop, can't stop. Got too much going on. People are dying around you. People are hurting. I've never been more sure in my life than when I got this social media platform that people are hurting. Stop stepping over the hurting. So leave me a comment today. Who are you in the story? Well, Melissa, I've been business as usual, and I've got to stop being that way. I know somebody that could use this. Honestly, Melissa, I've been blind to it. I've been blind to the hurt because I've been dealing with my own stuff, and I've just been stepping over people. But I know someone, I know a girl, and she's laying there hurting, and I've got to send this to her. Or Melissa, that's me. Man, I am sprawled out. You might as well draw a chalk outline around my body because I am hurting and I am down for the count. We're somebody. We're somebody. Or are you the man who walked in and said, "Are you freaking kidding me right now?" and did something about it and called 911. Please, may we be that person. But comment, share, tag. Let's be in this together. There is so much more to come, and I'm so excited about it, guys. We have only scratched the surface.